All right, guys, these notes are going to be over factoring day 1. So over here on this little index card, I have all the steps that we're going to do for each problem. So the first step it says is you're going to check for a GCF. So if I'm looking at this trinomial, my numbers are 1, -4, and -12. When you check for a GCF, you're going to go to your Desmos, and we're going to type in GCF. Let me make this smaller for myself. Okay, we're going to type in GCF all lowercase, and we're going to type in those numbers I just said, but we're not going to type in the negative. So it's 1, 4, and 12, and the GCF is 1. So that's the first thing you're going to do on every single problem. You're going to find the GCF. If the GCF is 1, what you're going to do now is you're going to divide everything by 1. But because my GCF is 1, it doesn't change anything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go put the first term in the first box. My first term is a 1z squared. Then we're going to multiply the first term times the last term. So I'm going to multiply 4 and -12. So over here on the side, I'm going to say 4 times -12 equals -12. So one more time, we did the GCF, it was 1. I put the first term in the first box. I multiplied the first and last terms and got -12. Now we're going to list all of our factors of -12. So 1 times -12 is -12. 2 times -6 is -12. 3 times -4 is -12. 4 times -3 is -12. 5 times nothing, so I don't have a 5. 6 times -2. 7 times nothing, 8 times nothing, 9 times nothing, 10 times nothing, 11 times nothing, and then 12 times -1. So these right here are all the factors of -12, what I can multiply to get -12. Now what we're going to do, we're going to look at all these factors, and I'm going to choose the 2 that add to the middle. So my middle term is a -4. So I want to know which of these sets of number add to -4. Well, 1 plus -12 is -11. Not it. 2 plus -6 equals -4. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So these are the 2 numbers that I want to go in these 2 boxes, because these 2 numbers are going to add to -4. So I'm going to put a 2z in the top right and a -6z in the bottom left. All right, so let's go through these steps one more time. So we're going to do the GCF first. It was a 1. If I divide by 1, nothing changes. First term goes in the first box. We're going to multiply the first term times the last term. I'm going to list all of its factors, and I'm going to choose the 2 that add to the middle. Okay, from here, we're going to go do the GCF of each of these 2 rows and columns. So the GCF of 1z squared and 2z is 1z, and the GCF of 1z squared and -6z is also 1z. So we're going to GCF twice, and then we're going to fill in these empty boxes. So 1 times what is 2z? 1 times 2. 1 times what is -6z? -6z. And then we're going to multiply the, -6. And then we're going to multiply the last 2 and make sure that they add to the last, they multiply to the last number. -6 times 2 is -12. Check. That says -12. So my factors are what's on the outside. And outside, I've got a 1z minus 6, or just a z minus 6. And up top, I have a 1z plus 2, or z plus 2. Okay, so we're just going to keep repeating these steps as we finish the 5 problems on our notes page. So let's go look at number 2. First step, we're going to look for a GCF. So I'm going to go to my Desmos again, and I'm going to type in GCF, and I'm going to type in the 3 numbers that I have. So we've got a 12, a 52, and a 40. Remember, we don't type in negatives when we do just GCF. So I've got 12, comma 52, comma 40. And 4 pops out. This time it's a number other than 1, so we're actually going to have to go do some dividing. Okay, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. Negative 52 divided by 4 is negative 13. And negative 40 divided by 4 is negative 10. So this is the trinomial that I'm going to focus on as I go through my steps. All right, so again, we're going to follow the steps. We did the GCF. I factored it out. Now I'm going to put the first term in the first box. And then I'm going to multiply the first number times the last number. So my first number is now 3, and my last number is now negative 10. So 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. And I'm going to list all my factors of negative 30. Now, I didn't show you this before. I'm going to show you it now. Your computer, your Desmos, will also do factors for you. So the shortcut is to take this number right here on your T-chart. You're going to type it in, negative 30 divided by, oops, not negative 300, negative 30 divided by x, and you're going to turn it into a table. Okay, and I like to start my table at 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are all of my factors of negative 30. So I don't have to know them all in my head. I can get them right here. Now remember, I'm trying to find which of these two numbers add to the middle. Well, my middle number this time is negative 13. So I'm looking for which of these factors adds to negative 13. Well, your Desmos will also add them for you. So we're going to go right here to this third column, and I'm going to type in that I want it to add the two columns. So that first column right here is x. I'm going to put x plus that second column is the negative 30 divided by x. So this third column, that's what I'm looking for my negative 13. I'm trying to find negative 13 in this third column, and you'll notice it's right here. So these two numbers, 2 and negative 15, added to negative 13. So those are the two numbers I need right here. 2 and negative 15 multiplied to negative 30, but they added to negative 13. So these are the two that I'm going to go put right here in these boxes. So I've got 2y and negative 15y. And then we're going to go do the GCF of the first row and the first column. Okay, so remember we're doing GCF twice. So I come down here, I got it typed right here, and the GCF of the first row, I've got a 3, 2. That's a 1, so I'm going to have a 1y. I'm going to go do the GCF of that column, and it's 3 and 15, and that's 3y. Okay, now that I have these two numbers, I can go fill in my boxes. 1 times what is 2? 2. 3 times what is negative 15? Negative 5. Now I'm going to go check that last box. Negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10. Did it equal the last term? Yes, it did. So now all we're going to do is write down our factors. Remember, factors are what are outside. The first factor I have to remember to write is my GCF. That's always part of the factor. The outside over here is y minus 5, and the outside up top is 3y plus 2. So I have three factors, 4, y minus 1, and y plus 2. So we're going to follow these same steps for the next 3. Okay. On number 3, it says the expression 1m squared plus 14m plus 49 can be written in factored form as m plus 7 and m plus k, where k represents the number. What is the value of k? So all I'm going to do is start off the same way. I'm going to look for a GCF, 1, 14, and 49. Hopefully by now you've noticed if 1 is part of the number set, the GCF is 1. So since the GCF is 1, I don't have to divide by anything. So we're going to put that first term in the first box. I'm going to multiply the first number times the last number. So 1 times 49 equals 49. From here, I just taught you a trick. We're going to go to Desmos, and I'm going to type in 49 divided by x to get my factors. So here we go. We're going to go to Desmos. I'm going to type in 49 divided by x. I'm going to turn it into a table, and then I want it to add these two columns. So I'm going to go do x plus 49 divided by x. And I'm looking in the third column for my middle number, and my middle number is 14. So I'm looking for positive 14 to be in column 3. Okay, so I'm going to start with 1. Again, I like to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't see positive 14 yet, so I'm just going to keep going. Nope. Oh, there it is, right here. I see 14 in column 3. And these are the two numbers that I need. I need 7 and 7. So right here, I'm going to have 7 and 7, because 7 plus 7 adds up to 14. So these are the two I want. So I'm going to put 7m and 7m. And now we're going to GCF the first row and the first column. The GCF of 1m squared and 7m, again, there's a 1, so I know it has to be 1, and they both have an m. Up top, it's 1m squared and 7m again, so it's 1m again. If this is a 1, 1 times what is 7? 7. 1 times what is 7? 7. We're going to check the last one. 7 times 7 is 49, and that's exactly what I'm supposed to have. So my factors are on the outside. 1m plus 7 and 1m plus 7. My GCF is a 1, so you can put that out front if you want to, but you don't need to. And they want to know, I have m plus 7, check, and I have m plus k. So my k value is just 7. Okay, well, let's go do it again. The more we practice, the better we get. Right, so number 4, we're going to start off with a GCF. So I'm going to go use my Desmos, and I'm going to type in GCF. And I'm going to go type in those numbers, 6, 10, and 24. So we're going to go type in 6, 10, 24. And I find out that my GCF is 2. All right, so I'm going to go divide everything by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So 3z squared plus 5z minus 12. This is the trinomial I'm going to focus on. All right, so after you do the GCF, it says to multiply the first number times the last number. So my first number is 3, my last number is negative 12. Be careful of the signs. So 3 times negative 12 is negative 36. Okay, now from here we're going to our Desmos, and we're going to go type in negative 36 divided by x. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in negative 36 divided by x. I'm going to make it into a table. So here it's all my factors. Again, I like to start mine at 1. You can do this or not. It's totally up to you. And my middle term is 5. So I'm looking for 5 in column 3. So let's go make column 3. X plus negative 36 divided by x. I'm looking for 5 in column 3. Well, I see a negative 5. So let's keep going. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there it is. There's my positive 5 right there. So the factors I want are 9 and negative 4. So I want 9 and negative 4, because when you add those together, you get 5. So these are the two that I'm going to put in my box. Oops, I forgot to go write the first number. So 3z squared goes here. 9z and negative 4z go here. And then we're going to do the GCF of the first row and the first column. All right, so here we go. The GCF of 3 and 9. So we're going to type those in. GCF 3, 9 is 3. And they both have a z. The GCF of 3 and 4 is 1. So up here goes a 1z. Let's go filling our missing boxes. 3 times what is 9? 3. 1 times what is negative 4? It's negative 4. And now we're going to check the last box. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, just like I was supposed to get. So it checked out. So my factors, remember the GCF is your first factor. So that's my first factor. My second factor is over here on the left or the top, whichever one you want to put first. 3z minus 4. And the top is 1z plus 3. So there are 3 factors. 2, 3z minus 4, and 1z plus 3. Don't forget to include your GCF. All right, one more problem. Okay, so step 1, check for GCF. So my numbers here are 2, 6, and 6. So really you only need to type it in once, but I'm going to type in all three, 2, 6, and 6. So my GCF is 2. So I have to go divide by my GCF. That leaves me with 6h squared plus 1h minus 1. So this is the polynomial that I'm going to focus on. I'm going to go put my first term in my first box. So 6h squared goes here. I'm going to go multiply the first number times the last number. So 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. I'm going to use my Desmos to go do my factors for me. So we're going to go type in negative 6 divided by x. Okay, and then we're going to turn it into a table to get my factors. Okay, again, I like to start mine at 1. You don't have to do this if you don't mind looking at the negatives, it's totally fine. Okay, so here's my factors, but I want it to add for me. So remember, I'm looking for it to add to the middle. So my middle number is 1. But I'm going to make my computer add for me. So I'm going to say first column x plus second column negative 6 divided by x, and I'm looking for the number 1, positive 1. Here he is. So there's my positive 1 in the third column. And the numbers I need are 3 and negative 2. So 3 and negative 2 add to 1. So these are the numbers I want here. 3h, negative 2h. And now we're going to go do our GCF. All right, so GCF for the first row, I'm going to type in 6 and 3. And again, some of y'all don't even need to type this in, you just know. So that means this is a 3h. I'm going to do the GCF of the first column. I've got a 6 and a 2, and that is 2h. So 3 times what is 3? It's going to be a plus 1. 2 times what is negative 2? It's going to be a negative 1. So my factors are 2, because I'm going to remember to put my GCF first. I've got a 3h minus 1 on the left, and I've got a 2h plus 1 on the top. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to go do your practice sheet. And then tomorrow when you come into class, you're going to check your answers and you're going to make any corrections and turn it into your substitute teacher. After you turn in that paper, you are going to do your factoring day 2 practice and turn that in before you leave. You're also going to pick up your minion maze and you're going to work on that when you have free time. It's not due till Friday. See y'all later.